What makes The Leaves of Grass such a compelling American poem? What is it about it?
It was that way by design, you know. In fact, all of Walt Whitman's work was, he started, I'll show a picture of one of his great influences here. Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said that America had to have its own poetry. You know, we needed to get past the conventions and traditions and, you know, old religions and so forth of Europe and find our own voice. And Whitman wrote about Americans and American landscape. He did reach out to the rest of the world. It wasn't, you know, he wasn't totally closed in, but he saw America, he called America the great poem, you know, America itself a great poem. And he really followed Ralph Waldo Emerson's lead. The other thing that I think made it such a work in motion, as it were, is that Walt took pieces of his life as they happened and added it. And part of the reason he was able to do that, to be honest, was because he was essentially self-published. So he had control of his work. He had control of the, and sometimes he did have another publisher, but he always had a lot of control over it. He, in his early life, he apprenticed as a printer. So he knew how to typeset, and he knew, you know, all about the printing process. And he oversaw the design of his books as well. So when he wanted to issue a new edition, he could do it, and he could put in whatever he wanted to. Some of it, you know, I don't think is that great. That's just my opinion, you know. But when you consider how many poems there are in there, it all adds up pretty, pretty wonderfully. Some of the books were separate, like Drum Taps were his, that comprised his war poems, his Civil War poems. And he first published that as sort of a chapbook, and then he bound it in with his Leaves of Grass. So he was always able to pull in the parts of his life and the things that he did, especially in America, to Leaves of Grass.